Hey, we're working on a 2014 Chevy Cruze. Got ourselves a tensioner to replace and a belt. I took the tensioner out. Now you're gonna loosen this bolt here. It's an inverted Torx. See if I got a socket laying around here. What size we got there? Torx E14. Looks like that. You're gonna need one. So you loosen this bolt on the tensioner here, the upper bolt, and then you can put a wrench on this and it'll actually squeeze that spring together as you turn clockwise and loosen the tension. There's a lot of tension on there, so you gotta put a bar on it sometimes. All right, this tensioner goes down in there, the belt wraps around it. This bolt, the long bolt, sits up against the mounting bracket. It won't come out of there easily. Like, you'll get it all the way loose, but it won't back up, so you can take it out. I use a little air ratchet to give it a spin so that it starts spinning out of the tensioner assembly. All right, so now we're down to the belt. Motor mounts around it, right? So we gotta drop this engine down just a hair so we can squeeze the belt in between the two pieces of the motor mount. So we're gonna loosen these bolts. They look like 15 millimeter, but first we're gonna support the underside of the engine with a jack and a block of wood. A nice block of wood that kind of spreads the weight out evenly. So let me get that jack set up underneath the engine. All right, we got the engine supported gently. That jack. 15 millimeter bolts are out. Now we can slide this belt in between the two layers of the motor mount. And belt is out. Bada boom. That's how you do it, guys. All right, let me get the new belt put in. All right, motor mount's back in place. I set the tensioner assembly down in there. Let me move this light. It's kind of glaring. All right, tensioner's in place. First thing you do, put the bottom nut in where the spring is down here. And you can kind of tilt this tensioner and get the belt wrapped around the pulley. Now we're gonna start our bolting where it goes up here by the motor mount. That's the way to put it together. On the bottom of that spring, this is the side facing the motor. There's this notch. It fits into the notch. Make sure you're in that notch when you tighten that bolt down. All right, we got our belt routed in place. It's over everything but this water pump up top. All right. So it's gonna go crank, tensioner, alternator, water pump, AC, back to the crank. We still got this little pin to pull from the tensioner, but we're gonna get the belt set in place before that. Bottom bolt is tight down here. Top bolt slightly loose. So now we can put our ratchet with that inverted Torx. See if I can get it on there without looking. There we go. That way we're gonna pull clockwise to get the slack, get the belt over that water pump, and then pull that pin on the tensioner. All right, we got the belt over it. So I got my ratchet on that tensioner pulley. Turn it clockwise. You get enough to slide it over the water pump. I used a bar, it was so tight. And then the top bolt that we still need to tighten. Maybe I should have tightened that up first, whatever. But I had to turn that pulley counterclockwise because the bolt head was hidden under the motor mount. Couldn't get the socket on it. I turned it counterclockwise just a little bit and fit an extra one of them inverted Torx over it. So now I can tighten my bolt up. Tighten my bolt up, get my socket back. And we are all done with changing the belt and tensioner assembly.